Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the spring cleaning book tag. This tag was created by Jen from Book Syrup, but I first saw it on Reagan's channel, aka Peruse Project. The first category is the struggle of getting started, a book or book series that you have struggled to begin because of its size. I have two answers for this question, Harry Potter and Outlander. I knew about the size of Harry Potter going into the series. Didn't know about Outlander until I actually bought the book. The size of books isn't necessarily what intimidates me. I don't look at big books and get scared unless I know they're somewhat dense. Maybe something that might not be as fun to get through, that kind of thing. But otherwise, big books don't bother me. These two series, I knew I would enjoy going into them. What I worry about is my book slumps, because I can get into something and read and read and read and then hit a wall out of nowhere. Harry Potter, I was going and going and going, really enjoying it, and then I got to Order of the Phoenix and I hit a wall and I still haven't finished. I'm really enjoying the book, I just can't seem to get through it, and it's bothering me because there's not really a good reason. It's just horrible book slump. It's honestly like a weird book slump because I've been able to finish other things since stalling on this series, but not this series. I haven't been able to finish this. I'm enjoying Outlander so far, but I had just finished a marathon of reading, doing so well for 2018. Got to this book, bam. Brain's like, nope, don't want to read, don't want to focus, don't want to read more than like 2 pages at a time. I'm now on page 316 and I'm reading a little faster, which is good. I think I'm finally getting over my slump. But I am just in a terrible place right now. Cleaning out the closet, a book or book series you want to unhaul. This is actually really easy because I keep a stack of books that I want to get rid of. The Mermaid in the Basement by Gilbert Morris. I swear I have tried to read this 3 or 4 times. I cannot even get past, I don't think I've ever read 2 chapters. If it takes me that long just to make it 1.5 chapters in, I'm just never gonna read it. And this book, like, I love the cover. It had so much promise. It sounded good. It's been quite a few years since I've bought this and tried to start it. Like, I just can't do it. Opening Windows and Letting Fresh Air In, a book that was refreshing. I chose Heartless by Marissa Meyer. Flew through this book, absolutely loved it. I actually read it after reading Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass for the very first time. And I really liked the books, but I feel like reading this amped up my love for Wonderland in a way that I wasn't expecting. That's why I would call it refreshing, because I feel like it really gave me a new perspective on the original story. Washing Out Sheet Stains, a book you wish you could rewrite a certain scene in. I chose The Bookshop on the Corner by Jenny Colgan. This book sounded so promising. It's about this woman who decides to leave England and move to Scotland and start a bookmobile business. Basically, my problem with this book is how it ends. Now, that doesn't mean I would like rip it apart and rewrite the whole end. Somewhere in the book, it changes into an insta-love story. The romance didn't bother me at first, but then it was like all about this cute guy. And then it ends and you're like, hello, what about the bookmobile? What about the books? Cute guy, that's great, that's great. What about the books? So I just feel like It should have stayed focused on the whole point of the book instead of like the cute guy and the Insta romance. Throwing out unnecessary knickknacks, a book in a series that you didn't feel was necessary. I wasn't really sure what to go with because so far I haven't read a series that I felt had a book that could just be removed. Series that I didn't like, I stopped at the first book. So I can't just like name series like first book, shouldn't have even started. The only book I can think of is As Sure as the Dawn from the Mark of the Lion series. Now, I've raved about this series, and I say this tentatively because I've never actually read this book. I love Francine Rivers. I'm going to read this book. I'm probably going to love it. The only reason I'm, once again, hesitantly answering the question with this is because, number one, I read the first two books. I had to take a break. It was life-changing. I absolutely loved the story in the first two. It's been over a year since I finished, and I still have not picked this one up because I can't get over the first two. And this one's a continuation about a side character who I believe is introduced maybe in book one. I thought it was book two, but I can't remember. Second of all, my friend who recommended the series to me said that she had finished the whole series and thought this one was unnecessary just because the first two were so great and this one was good but not as great. It just didn't necessarily need to be there. So I'm kind of connecting her feelings with how I've been dealing with the first two. So just keep in mind, I haven't read this yet. I'm not passing judgment in any way because Francine is one of my favorite authors. She has yet to let me down. I know I'm going to like this book. I'm just saying that if it wasn't there, I don't think it would be a total tragedy because the first two, they do end nicely. Polishing the Doorknobs, a book that had a clean finish. I'm going to throw in a little Queen Agatha with Murder on the Orient Express. First of all, this Barnes & Noble edition is gorgeous. Second of all, the whole time you have no idea who done it. And when you do know, pure shock. And then the book ends. You have tons of questions, but no questions at all because there's answers for everything. It's such a shocking ending. But there's no holes or anything. Everything is just tied up in a neat little package. The Queen. The absolute Queen. That's why she's my favorite author. Reaching to Dust the Fan. A book that tried too hard to relay a certain message. This is so easy. Wicked. The Life and Times of the Wicked Witch of the West by Gregory Maguire. I love the musical. And by the musical, I mean the soundtrack, because I've never actually seen it. I've seen clips. Oh, I want to see it so bad. I didn't hate this book, but I did hate the approach. I feel like Wicked, in general, made me love Oz again, because I watched Wizard of Oz so much as a kid that I kind of fell out of love with it. Wicked brought me back. I'm in love with Oz again. I still love the characters and the concepts because that's all Gregory's imagination. Like, we have Wicked because of him. I just think that his approach to the book was too much like, hey, this is adult. Hey, this is an adult Oz. By the way, this is an adult book. It's kind of jarring when you're able to watch Wizard of Oz as a kid and then you read this. I mean, some of the language and that, like, club scene with the boys from the school, like, none of it was necessary. He could have taken a gentle approach to it, still keeping it adult, or even maybe a little more young adult. Not, like, young, immature, but, like, I don't know, I just feel like so many things could have been taken out and it still would have been amazing. The tiring yet satisfying finish of spring cleaning. A book series that was tiring yet satisfying to get through. Easy. The Hobbit / The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. Man, this series took a lot out of me, but it was very satisfying to finish and be able to say that I finished. And I did enjoy it a lot. I love the characters. I'm so glad that I can be part of the club now. That is the end of the spring cleaning book tag. I now tag all of you to do it. If you do it, please leave a link in the comment section so I can watch it. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Hit that red button down below to subscribe and become a member of my YouTube family. Also, click the bell to turn on your notifications. I will see you in my next video. Bye!